I just passed the first waterfall, going up around on the trail, looking for food now. Found some straight rhododendron. It's not a true rhododendron, but they call it that. The hip is edible. Brought plenty of water with me, didn't bring any food. Probably gonna walk for about 4 hours. No big deal. I'll find food out here. Just got some carbs, a little bit of vitamin C just now. Okay, this is colocasia. It has to be cooked. It's got what's called raphides in it, little calcium oxalate crystals that will cut your digestive system, your throat, and your mouth up, and irritate your whole digestive system pretty bad. And right above it is some really nice ginger. So I haven't been walking more than maybe 5 minutes. I've already found several things to eat. If you've got a toothache, the stem of this flower will kind of anesthetize it a little bit. It's not food, but it's medicine. There's some more ginger right by it. This is another edible colocasia. The stem is edible. It's quite nice. I made the serious mistake of eating it raw one time before I was told that it must be cooked. Learned that lesson the hard way. Irritated my throat for about an hour or two until I can get some beer down my neck. It's the second little rapid, or well, they actually call it a falls, but it's not really a falls. Really nice pool, deep pool. Surely has some fish in it. I'll probably be swimming in this when I come back, if not sooner. I'm traveling solo, so I'm taking extra precautions. I don't step on anything slippery. If there's an option of a high road or a low road, I take the low road, because if you're already down, you can't fall down. I've got some fairly new shoes on. They seem to be grippy, but I don't want to put my full faith in them as I'm solo. I did tell a good friend exactly where I'd be, gave him GPS coordinates and stuff. Told him I'd give him a holler when I got back this afternoon. So I'm covered, hopefully. Here's a young Phang Nga. Not sure what the English name is. It is for it. When it gets much bigger, the stem is edible. You got to peel the thorns off it. There's another species of ginger right here. Pretty much don't have to go very far at all to get any edible food, any plant food. This is an edible fern. Something to eat about every 10 feet or so. Well, darn, a potentially huge score. This is a lovely, lovely fruit. It very seldom makes it to the ground. I think it's one of the favorite treats of a lot of arboreal tree animals, squirrels and monkeys and such, and they don't let many of them get to the ground. This one got to the ground. It doesn't look quite right, so I'm guessing it's off, so that's what they let it go. Tastes a little bit like orange sherbet, but way better. Really nice. I've only ever had one, ever. I've seen a lot of them on the ground where they've been eaten, but I've only ever had the luxury of having one. Wish I had another one. Well, it took me just about 2 hours to get to the confluence that I was wanting to get to. Now I'm taking a right to see if I can connect this with a ridgetop walk that I've got. Just walked through some really thick stuff. I have seen some vipers and stuff, some little same color as the leaf vipers in here before. It's a bit of a concern, so I'm just going slowly and making noise. Not really worried about it, but it is a concern. Well, something that looks a little bit like a trail. And we're coming back to the creek. Lovely jungle. don't know how much wildlife is in here. I'm sure there are poachers in here. Poachers everywhere. I hope this stays like this and doesn't get all chalked up with bamboo and fallen trees. Stays like this, I'll be able to make some good distance. I'm only going to walk about 30-40 minutes before I turn around. I got to leave myself at least 2 hours of sunlight cushioning. Well, this is really cool. I just had a pair of, I haven't seen them probably about 15 years. It's a fork-tail, the black and white one with the rufous head. I think it's called like a rufous crown or something like that. I'll have to look that up. But I just saw a pair. They just kept flittering in front of me a bit. I got a pretty good look at them. I just have to look in the book. Like I say, it's probably been about 15 years since I've seen one. Earlier I had a red-backed oriental dwarf kingfisher, little guy like this, dive in the water right in front of me, go back to perch, and then fly overhead. That was cool. Vernal hanging parrots, black-crested bulbuls, all kind of stuff out here. Just had a bird wave go through with mixed species. Had a bunch of different bulbuls. Had a Asian prairie bluebird, black-naped monarch, and probably about 4 or 5 species of bulbuls all together. That was pretty cool. Well, suddenly the terrain's gotten a bit more complicated, a little bit more steep. There's the fork-tail calling. I don't see it. I wish I could. We've had a terrain change here. And yes, the bugs flying around the lens are annoying me as well. Let me give it another 10-15 minutes. So I'm going to turn around. It's 20 to 3. Gives me 3.5 hours to get out. I've been walking for 2 hours and 40 minutes. And I think I'll end with this. This is really, really nice. Terrain's getting really rugged. I've been slipping in these new shoes quite a bit. Wouldn't mind taking them off and going barefoot, but the problem with barefoot is if your foot slides forward off a rock, you can break your toes. With shoes, you're less likely to break your toes, but it seems like you're a little bit more likely to slip. I got better grip barefoot, and I'll keep them on and just head down. Oh, this is lovely. I'm going to take a swim here for a second first. This is well worth it. Just getting away from Phuket for a day is worth it. Check out this lovely pool. Going's going to get tough from here. Kind of looks like we're on a fall line. Just look at the terrain. It looks like it might flatten out after a little bit of climbing. I'll save that for another day. Got a bit of a late start because I asked locals for directions and got, I think I asked 10 people, so I got 10 different directions. But I finally found it myself. Only been here one other time, never been this far up. This is really, really nice. I'm very happy with what I've got here. Here's a nice ginger flower getting ready to come up. There's ginger all over the place. This is another species of ginger. This is ginger. That's Phang Nga. That's edible. This palm here is edible. The root, quite tasty. No shortage of food out here. It's all over the place. Okay, so I missed a turn going back somewhere. To break out the GPS. Oh, this is nice. It'll mean swimming if I go down this. Not worth it in a solo situation. Okay, backtracked about 50 to 100 meters and found the trail. I found it because I recognized one particular tree. Whenever I'm walking somewhere, I always look back so that I'll recognize what it looks like when I'm going back. If you just look forward all the time and never look back, you won't recognize what you've passed. You have to see what it looks like from the other way, so when you come back, you recognize it, and I did. That's like I've known that for like forever. Yeah, almost back to my truck. Might as well get something to eat. I've just been pushing the pace, haven't thought much about food. I don't know what this is. I've heard the name in Thai. I forget what it's called. It's really tasty though. Yeah, it would actually go good in a salad. Nice. I see a satal tree, legume family. See if I can see the pods. Yeah. Those guys right there are very tasty. Surely have some fat in them. Would have some iron, some B vitamins. Good stuff. Four-and-a-half-hour walk. Very little to eat, plenty of water, feel perfect. Absolutely no problem whatsoever. This is nice. I'll be back definitely.